Hi everyone, today we're going to draw a bar cut. We're firstly going to sketch it in pencil. We need the following materials: a sketchbook, a ruler, pencil and a rubber. There's lots of measuring in this and we're going to be really focusing on angles and lines. Okay, we're ready to go? Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make a rectangle. So I've got my ruler and it's about about 9 centimeters from the bottom, and I'm going to just start on the 0 mark. I'm going to make a rectangle that's 15 centimeters by 10, so making sure I've got a nice right angle there. One on the other side. Now this is a little tricky, this particular activity. You need to really concentrate. So there's our first rectangle. Next thing we're going to make is we're going to continue that line across. I'm going to make another section, that's 5, and 5 here. And then I'm going to put it slightly up. So this is the return wall, 6, and it's on an angle. You can see it's on about, not quite 45. I'm going to keep that ruler on the same angle, shoot it up the top here, 6, and then create that line there. So we're getting a cross and then a slight return. At the top here we're going to go up 7 centimeters. So I put my ruler on the 0 again, I look for 7. And if I had a straight line up here, it would be like a 45-degree angle, so 7. I'm going to keep my ruler on the same sort of gradient, line up and across. Beautiful. Now this little bit, next bit's a bit tricky. We're going to come out, about 5, no, I'm going to make it 4.5 centimeters. So there's a 4, there's a little mark there, 4.5, 1, keeping it the same kind of angle, so I've just slid it straight across, 4.5, 2, come down to the bottom, keeping it at the same angle, 4.5, 4.5. Now we're going to do this, we're going to join these up. And then I'm just going to adjust that. So using my eraser, I'm just going to pop that up. I'm going to come in here a little bit more. Do the same thing here. So I'm going to come in here, I'm going to join the dots. Join this one up. Come over to the middle, come to the end, sorry. Join that one up. I'm going to find the middle, which is 7.5. So there's 7, there's the 8, it's the mark in the middle here. Do the same thing at the top. And draw a line. I'm now going to turn them into posts. They're about, let's see, about 0.5 centimetre wide. You don't have to get too funny with that particular measurement. We've got that. Now we're going to do this. We're going to go back up to the roof, and we're going to make a triangle. Now I'm going to come across here and have it on a slight angle and make it 7 along here. I did that, and then 5 down here. I should have actually brought it up more. So you can see, you can still, if you make an error, you can rub it up, no big deal. I'm going to bring it across here. We're going to put the windows and doors in now. So I'm going to come over approximately 3 centimetres. Little mark here, straight line down. Today we're just going to draw the particular hut. And then the next lesson we're going to render it in black ink, as would have been done in the olden days when people lived in these huts. This is a shop, trading post type of thing that sells all sorts of goods that the colonial people would have been using. There's a door frame. In that door frame, we're also going to put a floor. We'll do that a little bit later. We're going to put a window in here. So I'm going to come down 5 centimetres from there, 5 on the other side, jump over the post. And then we're going to put some bits and pieces. So we've got a window, a door, another section, and this is going to be another section of our building. So I've just noticed, we're going to just come across here, and put that in there. And I'm going to come in here about 2 centimetres. And it's going to be another doorway. This is all going to be rendered as a rough bark. Over here we're going to draw a fence, so we'll just do this very lightly at the moment. And draw cross posts. And up here we're going to create a chimney. So we're going to create a chimney this way. In 1 centimetre. Build a little chimney out the side there. Okay, now this is the bit that's going to make it, that's the technical part using the ruler. Now we're going to render it, making it look as if it was made by hand, as it was back in those days. So we're going to put a log at the top, and we do that by coming along with another line, doing a circle here, circle out the side. I'm going to do another line here. I'm going to do a line that comes down. Doesn't matter, it's not perfectly straight anymore. Like I said, the wood back in the old days, to build these huts, they used branches, whatever was available, whatever they could cut. I'm going to put one across here. One across here. No, that one's looking a little, be careful that you don't fall into that trap that I just did then. Just keep it straight. So if we bring it down, that'll help us keep it a little bit more parallel. And we're going to turn those into sticks. So let them jut out. I'm going to put some twine around those and interlocks. And I hope you haven't been too frustrated trying to get all these shapes to work for you. I know that sometimes it's very tricky, but once you get on top of it, most of the students have always loved, especially the boys, I don't know why the boys seem to like it a little bit better than the girls, drawing this. We're going to turn this perfect triangle into a whole bunch of shingles coming down. And we'll do the first row here on the roof, so I draw a line. And as you can see, I've let them be wonky. They're supposed to be made out of bark that they've been stripped from the trees. I'm making them alternate, so they look, well, if we make them the same, they won't look like shingles anymore. Make it jut out and come out from there. Make some big and some smaller. Work on this row. So we're getting rid of our ruled lines virtually and making it look like this. So you can see they're all travelling in the same direction as those original sticks, so it shows us the roof. I'm just going to write about this line now. And we're going to work on the veranda. So the first thing we do is we're going to widen it, the facade part we're looking at, by making a parallel line that runs under and to the side. The bits in the middle there. And we're going to use our ruler to follow that shape of it going across. I'm going to start at this side to keep my ruler in the right way. I'm going to start making it look like they're planks. Oh, keeping that shape, it's going to get wonky there. And over here then these come definitely down. Finish these ends off a little bit. These bits make it look more like wood. Now I'm going to do the return. We're going to pull these beams down into the ground. I'm going to do a return. You can see that that's looking like that. I'm going to come back on this side. I'm going to pull it back into the ground. Now I'm going to miss that. It's a bit wonky, so I'll fix that up again. This one a little bit. Bring this one into the front a bit more, I think, and bring this one to the side. Oh, you see it got fatter as it went down the bottom, so we have to fix that up. We don't want it to be fatter. This is going to be a poster, so it's called an Irish benefit dance. Many of our early settlers were from Ireland. It's just a quirky little thing. We're going to turn this into like a log cabin. So this time our ruler's going to work. And go over the poster, straight down, that same distance each time. inside. Now we're going to make a door here. Let's bring this up. Same sort of angle there a little bit. Make that straight. We're going to make beams. Try go a little bit closer as we get to the end to make it feel like that door's moving. Here. Make sure everything's squared up a little bit better. That's probably the trickiest part of this drawing, is getting everything nice and square. Now inside, this was a doorway, and this is also a doorway, but we're going to make the floor. So jump over the post here, go back into this doorway, and we're going to draw some floorboards that are moving in. We do that this way. So things in perspective are closer together and further apart. Gives us that feeling that we're moving inside. We'll do the same sort of thing here. So we're getting a bit wider. We're going to put a doorstep here. And we're going to make the boards down here a little bit thicker. And we're going to do something like what we did on the top down here. But before we do that, we're going to add some wine barrels. We're going to add some boxes and some crates to try and give it more of an authentic look. So to draw a wine barrel, make an elliptic circle here. I do it come down either side, curve it. And draw a few little, notice the lines are always slightly curvy. And come down like this. And straighten the top of that so it looks even better. We're going to put a rail behind it on the balcony. We'll have a little bit of grass around the bottom of the posts. I've just noticed that it looks a little crooked. I'm trying to draw it slightly on the side so the camera can get what I'm doing. It's a bit wonky there. Okay, so over here we're going to do the same. We're going to build a wine barrel and a crate. So we start again, remember? We overlap the object. And then the thing. It's going to be standing outside the door. Trying to get the same shape on either side. I do that quite softly till I know that it looks pretty okay. Cut off the stuff inside of it. And put the rims around it. I'm not quite happy with this curve, so work that out and get that just looking exactly like the other side. It's better. And over here we go. I'm going to show you how to draw a rectangular prism. So we start off with a small rectangle, like that. Make sure it's flat, parallel to all our other lines. That helps it look like it's not falling over. Up. Oops. That's a trick part. Great, then look like a timber going in different directions. All beautiful. And we're going to later put some nice shading in there. We'll do that last. Go back to our house. Now we're going to put a stool under the window, so behind this post. Turn around a centimetre so you can see that more clearly. I'm going to put stool. So we're going to put the timber. Now this time the timber is going to go down. So we're just going to come in and we're going to make our sheets of timber go down in this direction. When we render it, we'll make them look like logs more. Not over the seat, but behind it. We're going to go this way. So this time we're going to create the posts on the deck. So they come up to that line and then down. Up to that line and down. On the other side. We're going to follow that. Obviously when the post's in the way we don't go down. Oops. You can see that's wrong by just that line, the angle of that line. So we're going to go back up, maybe just adjust the last two to look a little bit more in line with one's probably not gloss the angle just a slight bit. Okay, in here we're going to do some shutters, and they're inward openings, so we're just going to do like that. Same thing here. I'm going to do some sticks. And later we'll shade that in, we won't bother doing that at the moment. We'll build a whole bunch, we'll make like a counter over here, inside the shop. And we'll put another little grate in there. In here we'll put another couple of, just changing this roof line a little bit more than what we had originally. It's the easiest way for me to show you how to construct it. So I've just slid it down because this is just going to be once again like the timber of the other roof, just timber, and it's very loose kind of outdoor structure on the building. And some cross, do that easy. I'm sitting outside at the moment, guys, it's a bit breezy. Make that look like some nice shading. And we'll relax it, take even this line off a little bit. We'll let it look like they're all just torn sheets of bark. And down this side we're just going to make it look like roughly big sheets of timber. That one doesn't look quite right angle either, does it? So we'll fix that up. You can see it may need to adjust as you go along. I'm going to turn this into a fence. We're nearly done. And once again, the palings aren't going to be the same, so you want them to be a little wonky. I'm just going to go over this and make that look a little bit. Come together. We're nearly done with it. One more thing we need to draw now. They're just the trees behind our picture. We're only going to do them very roughly and very. I might put a few bricks in these. And over here we'll just add a few trees. So over here I'm just going to lightly draw some trees in the background, nice big ones, because obviously we can't see the top because the trees, they're in an Australian bush scene, so they've only cleared enough of the trees around the hut. Might add one over here too. The trees have to be fatter at the base than they are at the bottom. And then we're ready to render. That's lesson 1 done.